Okay, we adding on. This is Brother Tim once again.
Another key point in our discussions here out here we came to bring up, Councilwoman Famularo mentioned at the last meeting that as it stands now, about $1.2 million of proceeds or revenue from the sewer goes to pay the salaries of the people in the city. If they go through this concession deal, there will be no money to pay the municipal employees.
Wow.
That $1.2 million will disappear. And so therefore, in order to pay the employees of Pleasantville, they're going to have to raise taxes on top of this whole sewer deal just to cover employee wages. Wow. And no one's giving consideration to that matter either.
Unbelievable.
The examples of how devastating this deal is are many. As you go through the contract, you can see it, and I think a lot of people they're seeing the shiny wonder of $15 million and the promises.
Right.
If you told me that I'll give you a minimum of $1 million, and then I sign the contract, and then I say, well, now I'm gonna give you no more than $1 million, I think you would be mad.
That's right. That means you could give me 100,000 and there's nothing
I can give you zero. Up to. No more than. The actual language in the contract is no more than.
Right. There's nothing contractually stating that there's a minimum you'll actually get.
Right. And if you look at even some of the press reporting on this, it states that there are there's $15 million up front and $57 million over the 39 years of the contract. However, that $59 million or $57 million they're talking about is really an up to $57 million number. The whole time, up to, and the company that's doing the deal has complete discretion as to what gets done, and all the Pleasantville people get to do is pay. Whatever they say we have to pay, that's what we have to pay. Wow. That's how this contract's written, completely one-sided. Things about insurance. You look at the back of the contract in terms of insurance, blank page. Amortization schedule. One of the things that the state asked about this deal is, how much is this going to cost the people of Pleasantville? They cannot answer. They refuse to tell the state because the sky is the limit on what they can pay or charge the people of Pleasantville. Literally, they could not answer that question. What is the most that the people in Pleasantville could be expected to have to pay because of this contract? And they told them, we can't tell you that. And another key thing is, the way they got this working, they're working through a middleman, as I spoke of before, called the concessionaire. They set up the concessionaire as a Delaware LLC, and they set it up such that you or a lawyer or anyone else has no ability to find out who Pleasantville will be giving the money to for 39 years.
Unbelievable.
You're actually going to be writing checks to an LLC, and you have no legal way of finding out who the LLC is. It could be me. It could be you. It could be Jimmy Hoffa.
Right.
You know, and that's not a way a city should be doing business.
Not at all.
And so that's another reason why we're out here.
Very unprofessional.
Thank you again. Please come out. Please make it known to your councilman that you do not want this to happen. You know,
speaking on that, like, is it something that you can particularly say to the audience to help them get engaged?
Come to the meetings. Come to the city council meetings. Call and talk to. Because a lot of people know. You know, Pleasantville's a small town. A lot of people know the councilmen in their communities. Talk to them. Let them know that you do not support this. You do not want this to happen. And, you know, initially when I started talking to city council people about it, they were telling me, well, I'm in the minority. Well, if you look at the meetings on YouTube, you'll see there has not been one person that's come up there to speak for this deal. And yet they still want to do it.
Wow.
We're trying to shut it down.
Wow. So they're completely trying to keep the people out.
Right. They're saying in fact, they are saying, well, we already agreed to do this back in February. When people were in this exact same location protesting over the fact that a kid got killed over at the strip club here in Pleasantville. Yes. That same meeting where people were here to speak against this deal could not even get into the city council meeting. And yet they brought this up on that agenda. They said, is there any public comment? Hearing none, they all voted yes, that's for it. And some of the city council members say, well, we already voted for it, it's too late, it's a done deal. When in fact, until the contract's signed, it's not a done deal.
Absolutely.
So if you really care about your town, and if you really don't want your sewer and everything to go haywire, your sewer rates. I know sewer is a hard thing because we don't think about the sewer system. Right. And when you're talking about a sewer deal, it just doesn't make something that doesn't sound important to you.
Exactly.
But trust and believe. When you start having to get those bills to keep your house, and if you don't pay up, they will put liens on your property, just like if you don't pay your taxes.
And is it correct that they could be paying up to $1,000 extra?
Easy. There's no limit on what the people of Pleasantville could ultimately end up paying on this contract.
Okay.
Yeah, the city council meeting is starting, but I'm not looking to be there until the end for the public comment anyway.
Okay.
You know, just to see what people have to come out and say about this deal.
Right.
Constantly pushing it. They don't have any. They have some things on the agenda because they are seeking to do those other things that they should have been doing in the first place to address the issues of our infrastructure.
Yeah.
Seeking financing through the New Jersey. There's a New Jersey infrastructure trust fund that gives loans 1 to 3%. This, if you factor it out and do the math, this deal that they're entering into comes out to a minimum of a 350% loan. It's just like those payday loans.
Wow.
It's the money that they are going to collect. If you just look at the chart that's in the contract, it's a minimum of $283 million, and that is a minimum figure, $283 million. So they're going to give you $50 million up front, a promise for $57 million more, and expect you to pay $283 million minimum.
Wow.
That's the kind of deal this is, and the people in the city council, I guess they just don't look at the numbers. But, you know, we can't just let it happen.
Wow.
Please come out to the city council meetings. Make your, send emails to the city council members. Pleasantville has a website. You can go to the website and send them emails. You can come to these meetings. The biggest thing you can do is come to these city council meetings. It's the first and third Monday of every month. Come to these city council meetings, be prepared to stay to the end, and just let them know that you don't want this, so that they can't say that the people in Pleasantville don't care or you know, or are ready to accept this. It
Right.
sounds good, but it's not good.
Because silence is acquiescence.
Yes.
Okay, brother. It's been a pleasure. Well, somewhat of a pleasure.
Yeah.
I can't wait because now we can be happy to get this information out to the general public and let the people know what they're up against.
Yes.
I thank you once again.
Thank you.
Okay.